Hello, welcome everyone. We're so excited and honored to have you here for your immersive meditation coaching workshop. I invite you to cultivate a sacred space for yourself. And I know how tempting it is to look at all the different tech devices and tabs. So please take a moment to create a peaceful place, and I will be turning my video off now, but at the end, we're going to have time for connection, Q&A, and hopefully some meditation coaching. Today, you'll have an opportunity to experience meditation coaching, learn more about it, including the benefits that you receive as a meditation coach and someone receiving, and also some guidance on how to guide a calming meditation. Please stay on till the end where you'll receive some bonus gifts as well as a webinar on how to become a successful meditation coach. Let's begin with a simple guided meditation coaching practice. Wherever you are, I invite you to find a comfortable seat, adjust your body, move around, shake out your hands, just to get any old stress out of your body. And take a nice deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Let it go. Take this time to arrive fully in this present moment. On a scale of 1 to 10, notice how present you feel. Where is your attention? Bring your attention to your feet and notice how your feet feel. Perhaps it's the first time you're really paying attention to your feet today. Can you even wiggle around your toes? Feel the connection of your feet to the ground beneath you. And we'll begin with a gentle body scan. As I name each body part, just bring your awareness there. Relax that part and just flow with the sound of my voice. So starting with the feet, the soles of your feet, your ankles, the lower legs, knees, upper legs, hips, buttocks, lower belly, lower back, mid back, upper back, shoulders, chest, nice and relaxed, solar plexus, moving up through the upper arms, your elbows, lower arms, and hands, moving up into your neck, jaw, face, eyes, teeth, tongue, back of your throat, nice and relaxed, your spine, inner organs, your heart, and your mind. Become aware of your body, yourself in this moment. Notice what it's like to be you, to be yourself in your body. And bring your attention to your heart space. We'll take 3 heart breaths, breathing in through the back of your heart, pausing, and exhaling out through the front of your heart, letting go. Breathe in the positive energy of love and compassion, and exhale, release all stress, all worry, all thinking. Breathe in through the back of your heart, pause and hold your breath. Relax your heart space and exhale. Feel a sense of stillness in your heart. Relax into it. Surrender to the stillness that is you. Observing yourself with compassion. You'll receive a few questions and just let what arises effortlessly, intuitively for you. Letting yourself stay anchored in your body, your heart space. What's most important to you in your life? You feel the mind kicking in, trying to come up with an answer. Just take a heart breath, breathe in, and exhale. Let it go. Let it come to you. What's most important to you in your life? Feel like you can place your hands on your heart. What do you want to experience in this lifetime? What's your main focus? What is your focus, your purpose? Breathing in and breathing out. Connected to your heart, your body, your energy. As we take this time to close, meditate on an intention for yourself today. One intention, one focus that feels good, uplifts you and motivates you. Let yourself gently focus on this intention. Say it to yourself in your heart space. And again, you can place your hand on your heart to really feel that connection. And just repeat it to yourself in the present tense. And say it to yourself slowly, softly, at least 3 times. Just repeating it. Feel it and see it. Be willing to see this for yourself. And let it resonate through your body. And notice the feeling it brings. Close with a few questions. What does peace feel like in your body? Where do you feel peace? Where do you sense it in your body? What is it like to feel a sense of stillness in your heart, in your energy? Let this stillness stay with you for the rest of your day. This peace, your intention, blessings. Namaste. As you're ready, you can start to open your eyes if they were closed and notice how you feel. So, my name's Sura, for those of you who don't know me, and I've been leading meditation teacher trainings and coach trainings for over a decade. And I've authored a book called Suraflow, 3 Steps to Effortless Meditation and Unexpected Miracles. And I came upon meditation and coaching pretty accidentally. It was in my first life when I worked on Wall Street. I'd started, at Goldman Sachs, and I had advanced in my career. And the farther along I went in my career, the more pain and stress and isolation I felt until I just hit rock bottom by the time I was 29 and simultaneously at the height of my career. And I thought to myself, this can't be it. And I was so depressed that I didn't want to be on the planet anymore. And I prayed to find a way, and I discovered meditation, and it really changed every aspect of my life. And I ended up leaving my life and my work in New York to go to India and study yoga and meditation. I went to Asia full time, um, just for personal study with the expectation that I'd come back to work. And when I returned to the United States a year and a half later, I was asked by my former clients that were on Wall Street to show them how to release stress. So at that time, I was going to coaching school at Georgetown. And so I said, well, I can show you some things that I learned. And I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm happy to help you. And I'd show up. I showed up to my client's office on Wall Street and we sat on his floor, and I did my best to demonstrate yoga and meditation and also did a bit of energy work. And he just said, "Oh, I feel amazing. And this is great." And he just gave me a check. And this is how it all started, was just kind of playing around with these different modalities. And eventually I was asked to teach meditation, teach energy work, and also eventually lead trainings. And I started teaching trainings on the telephone over 10 years ago through email. And um, it's been an amazing experience. So, what is meditation coaching? Meditation coaching is exactly how it sounds. It's the combination of meditation and coaching together. And what I found when I was helping people is that if they started first with relaxation, being quiet with a few breaths, that it really allowed them to drop into their body. It allowed them to feel safe, to be vulnerable, to open up and express what's really going on inside. Because when I started with just executive coaching, I noticed that when I went into a coaching session, uh, people would just tell me top of mind everything that was going on in their head. And it was really overwhelming, and it was very difficult to sort through all of that chaos and noise. And so noticing that just starting with silence and quiet, how effective that was, and how it affected the flow of a coaching session, and also the impact of someone's healing and self awareness. by just starting with a few minutes of mindfulness. And really, that's all it takes. It takes the couple minutes at the beginning of a session. If you're interested in a more formal definition of meditation coaching, it's about cultivating heightened awareness so that individuals can come to their own realizations. So it's the same purpose as meditation. The purpose of meditation is liberation. It's so that you can live freely as your true self. And in meditation coaching, we're not advising, we aren't fixing or giving any kind of advice in any way, but we are creating a space of awareness. And that's with the expectation that every person has their own answers, has the wisdom within themselves to let go of stress and to find their purpose and to know what they need to take action on. So, meditation coaching is facilitating this heightened awareness to enhance individuals' well being, to facilitate healing, and to unlock profound insights. And in meditation coaching, the coach has a very strong awareness on him or herself. So think of coaching someone in the state of meditation. You're cultivating that meditative state of non judgment, of compassionate awareness, where it's easier for what's underneath to come to the surface. When you're relaxed, you're present, it's easier. You become receptive to those clear insights. You can tap into your own wisdom, your own intuition, and that resides within each of us. Meditation coaching is so deeply fulfilling and rewarding, not just for the people that you're facilitating for, but for the meditation coach themselves. And it motivates you to develop your own practice. But if you're offering, you're helping people, you're guiding them and instructing them on how to cultivate a daily practice that gives them that lifelong skill, a lifelong skill of resilience and calm, of being able to foster focus and purpose so that they can realize their goals and intentions. But what's amazing about meditation coaching is that once you start providing the space for others, this energy flows into your own life. You will notice a quality of energy, a quality of flow that you could say is karma, is a cause and effect, is, good produces good that comes back into your own life. You become more attuned to health. You become more dedicated to your spiritual practice. And when someone else is there to be next to you when you are exploring meditation and spiritual practices that are creating this fundamental change, they start to create fundamental changes in your preferences, your choices, your actions. It's so helpful to have somebody else there next to you who is guiding you and who's aware of your personal goals and intentions and helping you to realize that, of spending dedicated time focused on it. So, meditation coaching, we all know what it's like to feel totally overwhelmed, like we're drowning and we're doggy paddling to just try to subsist in this life, right? Like, where we're just expending so much energy to survive. And in this world today, because of everything that's going on, it's easy to feel this level of emotional distress of feeling helpless and powerless and like things are out of your control. And meditation coaching helps you make that shift from drowning to blossoming and thriving and feeling confident and grounded in yourself. It really gives you the tools so that you feel like you have more energy, you feel more alive, you feel more on purpose, and so that you can harness the energy for what you intentionally, deliberately want to create in your life. So we know what it's like to feel this overwhelm, but let's talk about what does a meditation coach provide? At the core, a meditation provides a sacred container, a sacred space of non judgmental, compassionate awareness. And it's in this space that we feel free to explore what's really inside of us and to tap into the deeper emotions and thoughts that are happening within us that maybe we don't have an opportunity to really share in our everyday life. And with meditation, more and more layers of our being kind of get peeled away. We start to feel a bit more raw, more vulnerable, maybe more sensitive. And a meditation coach creates and holds this gentle space of guidance so that anything can come up without the fear of judgment, without the fear of rejection or punishment for saying how we really feel, for really expressing ourselves. And this is what can create this incredible catalyst for growth is having this soft, gentle space to open up and explore. So, one of the most essential skills in meditation coaching that I like to share is called heart listening. And that is this practice of anchoring ourselves in our heart because so often we're all living head and shoulders in our mind, and our mind is kind of directing everything and writing the script and saying what's going on. And it's highly reactive and it's pretty limited and it's very repetitive, tends to be negative. And so being able to shift out of that space of what I refer to as the bad neighborhood and coming into the heart space to really open and expand our consciousness is is healing and liberating, and being able to listen to someone from this pure heart space is such a gift. It's a gift for you as a coach and for the other. And when there is that deeper connected listening, it's amazing to see what emerges from this space. So let's talk about the role of a meditation coach. And again, a meditation coach provides the guidance for cultivating a practice, and every individual is unique. Something that I find today is that the one size fits all model of meditation doesn't resonate with many people. I would say the majority of people. The tendency that I notice is that people like to do their own thing. They like to craft their own practice, and maybe they'll listen to Insight Timer one day and listen to music another day. And it's really a more go with the flow, and everybody has their own personal preference. And because we each have our own constitution, our own tendency, some of us might be more earthy, other people might be more air and they're very flighty and they're always changing with the wind. And some people are creative and some people are more logical. So, based on somebody's tendency, the goal of a meditation coach is to balance the person's constitution, is to bring balance. So, if somebody is really intense and they're into type A, activities and sports and competition, then perhaps what's needed is a more yin passive practice, a practice that allows them to really slow down and explore the softer side of their nature. So that's a little bit more nuanced in terms of what a meditation coach provides. But what's also really helpful is that when you start to talk about what your goals and your dreams are for yourself, that a meditation coach is paying attention to that and constantly holding you accountable to the actions that are most valuable and critical for you in achieving your goals and achieving and realizing your intentions, so that it's not just something that's talked about and you're just talking through sessions. Meditation coaching goes deeper than the mental and the talk processing, because it is about the actions and the changed behavior in your everyday life. And that's when you start to see real change. And it starts with small steps. So you receive the support, you receive that space to focus on what you want to create, and you also receive clarity. And growth is a natural byproduct of being immersed in a meditative space. Meditation coaching isn't about having all the answers. You don't have to be an expert. You don't have to be somebody who's meditated for over a decade. When I first started teaching meditation, I had only just learned for a couple years. I felt myself that I was a beginner, but I was being asked to teach meditation because there were so few people that were out there talking about meditation. And so, something I realized early on is that you don't have to be so experienced. You can be somebody who is new to the practice, who is new to teaching and new to speaking in front of other people. And that it isn't about your expertise and your knowledge per se, as much as your heart and your authenticity. People are attracted to people who are real, who will admit, what their limits are. And meditation coaching, what I love about this art and the practice is that the intention is to elevate the consciousness of all. So, as a meditation coach, you're not sitting high and above everyone else. You are peer to peer. It's human to human, heart to heart. That's the experience. And you're collaborating. You're not the one who's just leading and teaching, you're co leading, and you're allowing yourself to lead and learn, co lead and learn through the process. Because anytime you're meditation coaching, something's going to come up for you. So if you're a meditator and you begin to notice in your meditation, I can feel all that anxiety that comes up when I think about this. I can feel that when I'm repeating the story in my head, that I'm clenching my solar plexus. And you have that level of awareness when you're by yourself. Now with meditation coaching, you're bringing someone else into that meditation experience, and you're realizing, okay, when my client talks about this, I can feel my solar plexus clenching. I can feel my mind starting to race a little bit. And you are trusting your inherent experience to inform the process of coaching, because we are all connected. We are all connected. The more we meditate, the more we realize we're unified, we're one, we are inherently connected. And so there is this really powerful healing and magical experience that happens as we're coaching. And again, anybody can learn to guide meditation. Nobody expects you to know everything about this. Meditation is thousands and thousands of years old, and there are so many different ways that we can meditate. There are hundreds and thousands of practices. So let's say you took all the hundreds and thousands of practices. We could break down all of these practices into two very basic types of meditation. The two basic types are what I refer to as active and passive. Active is where you are actively concentrating on a single object, sound, or affirmation. It's where you're giving your mind something to do. It is the act of giving your mind something to do. So you are concentrating your mind. The passive approach is where you have nothing to do. And this is referred to as, for example, insight meditation, where you are simply observing everything and anything that is arising within your awareness. So as you're sitting in meditation and stillness, you're noticing the ache in your left knee. You're feeling the tension in your neck, and you're watching all of the crazy thoughts as they start to unfurl and you begin to witness them. And you're simply watching them from a place of non judgmental awareness. So, active, where there's concentration, there's focus, and then passive, where there's no set technique except for perhaps observing the breath. So, what if you combined both the active and the passive experience of meditation? What if you integrated them together? As I started to go deeper into my own practice and the practices of others, I began to notice a theme. And that theme was that for a lot of us, we're pretty hard on ourselves when it comes to meditation. There is a doubt, and there's this feeling like, am I doing it right? Am I doing it good enough? Am I sitting the right way? Is this, and there's almost this harshness that comes into the practice. And because we're used to seeing meditation as this sort of austere discipline, almost rigid mental exercise, that it's difficult for us to really relax and let go into the higher emotional realms that meditation has to offer us, like bliss, a very deep sense of well being and love that we can tap into. And so, what I began to craft for clients, and this was just a natural process of seeing what really worked, was starting in this sequence of three simple steps. And this is also the three simple steps that we practice in a meditation coaching session, starting with relaxation, the awareness in the body of the heart. And when people are relaxed, it's easier for them to be present. They feel safe to be in the present moment. And that is the shift from the overactive stress brain to the relaxation response, which is the parasympathetic nervous system, where now your body says it's safe to release these toxins, it's safe to let go, and I can return to equilibrium, which is homeostasis. And that is the state in which we begin to function optimally. We begin to perceive more clearly and connect to our direct reality. So, starting with the relaxation and then going into listening, that meditation, when we cultivate receptivity and we simply listen, we begin to go beyond the content of our thoughts. So our thoughts are just there and they're kind of blah, 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 blah. I got this to do. He said that. She said this. And, it can go into dramas of stories. But then the more that we cultivate consciously receptivity, we start to get new content, new information that comes into the brain. Why? Because there's a little more space between the thoughts. Because as we slow down our body, as we slow down the breath, it sends a signal to your brain to slow down. And when your brain begins to slow down, it opens up. And that's where we start to receive the insight, the intuition, the clarity, the wisdom. That's when we know. We just know, and we know what to do. We know what we need to take action on. And that's going into right action. And then we can take the energy that we've cultivated through the practice, whether it's in our coaching session or a meditation, that incredible stillness, the peace, the coherence that we begin to experience. We move from fragmentation, scattered, overwhelm, all over the place in many different directions. And we come to this very still place of focus where it's easy to focus our attention and we can be deliberate about it. And that's where we can set our intention. And when our brain isn't going in a lot of directions, isn't moving in the fast beta brainwave state, and it has slowed down more to a delta or theta brainwave state, which is what happens the more we meditate, our intentions become more potent. It's like when you throw that pebble in the still lake, the pebble creates all of these concentric circles. It ripples out far and wide in all directions. And that's when you set your intention. And that's when you do that also as a coach. You develop a vision together with your client because if you don't have a vision, you don't have a focus, it's difficult to apply your purpose. So, having a clear vision is essential for that sense of purpose and direction. And with the suraflow meditation coaching approach, we are seamlessly blending together energy work, coaching, and meditation, knowing that they are actually one field, one unified approach. So people tend to see practices like prayer, manifestation, intuition, coaching, healing, all of these different modalities, they're perceived as separate, but actually they're one. They're one practice from different techniques and points of view. And we bring these modalities together because it's highly effective. And what I was noticing with people is that many people are pretty aware to the degree that they know what their blocks are. They come in and they say things like, I know, that I should eat better and I should exercise and I should do these things, but I end up procrastinating. So they already have the mental awareness of it, but they have an energy block. They literally have the blocks that we have in our external life. They are internal blocks and they are usually energetic and emotional in nature, and they are inhabiting a place inside of our body. It's literally something that is part of our body system. And so once you begin to work energetically of clearing past fears, stressors, or traumas, it's very easy to move forward. There's a clear way. It's like that invisible wall, and you're not sure what it is, has to do with energy. It's not hard to guide meditation. People have this perception that meditation is so hard. I can't empty my mind. I can't control what I think. But it's not about emptying your mind. If you tune into your heart and your body, it's a much easier gateway to slip into the state of meditation. And guiding meditation can be very simple and accessible for anybody, even if you're new, because if it comes from the heart, People feel it, and that's it. You don't have to know all of the words, you don't have to have the script. And in actuality, the guide is anything that's in the present moment, really. So your body, your physical body, when I guided the body scan, do you know what I used? It was my body. I just went through the parts of my own body, and that was the guide. Your breath is a guide. Anything in the present moment is a guide. If you just ask people to bring their attention there, bring the attention to your in breath and to your out breath. Become aware of the sounds outside, your feet on the floor, the sounds in your body, your heartbeat. You can literally bring any attention to anything that's in the present moment, and it slows people down. Why? Because you're moving them out of their own head into what's happening in the present moment, real time. That's what's grounding, that's what's clearing, that's what helps create focus. And it really can be as easy as the 3 heart breaths, taking 3 heart breaths, because 3 heart breaths is all that it takes to begin to initiate the relaxation response. You can do that throughout your day. You can lead it through meditation coaching. It's highly effective. That's all that I will use in laser coaching sessions is the 3 heart breaths. And then starting to ask those curious, impactful questions, the questions that really make people think with the heart, that is. So remember that meditation coaching isn't a one-way street. It's actually a very reciprocal. If you think about the figure eight, and the figure eight flows back and forth with energy, this really represents the flow of meditation coaching. And it brings positive changes into the lives of people who you coach and teach, but also amazing positive changes in your own life. And there are easy ways to get started, to begin as a meditation coach and teacher that we share, like teaching lessons or classes, hosting circles, and starting with a few clients. So it's a wonderful way to begin to earn extra income and to explore a new path, especially if you feel like you've tried other things that haven't quite worked for you. So I hope you'll consider the path of meditation coaching. The world really needs it. We need it. We benefit from it. And I really thank you for joining us today.